We all love cheese. It goes great on sandwiches, casseroles, pizza, and as a dip for chips and vegetables. And you can eat it for a snack with crackers or fruit. Tessie, what's your favorite kind of cheese?
Pepper jack?
You like that spicy cheese the best, right?
Yeah.
Cheese has lots of calcium, the foundation for strong, healthy bones and teeth. Tessie, do you have any idea how cheese is made?
No.
Well, today we're at the Alma Creamery in Alma, Kansas, home of the famous Alma cheese, to see how cheese is made. There are a lot of different steps involved. First, they start with quality milk. Dairy cows are milked at least twice a day on the farm, and each cow produces an average of 85 pounds of milk per day. The milk is then brought to the plant in an insulated transport trailer. Let's see what happens next. To keep things clean inside the facility, we have to put on our hairnets first. Ready? This will keep everything sanitary inside the plant. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get started. Alma cheese is an all-natural, handmade cheese. When the milk arrives at the plant, it's tested for quality, flavor, and odor. If the plant's quality standards are met, the milk is then unloaded into the milk silos. The fresh cold milk is pumped from the milk silos into a heat-exchanging pasteurizer, which kills any harmful bacteria. When the milk gets to the right temperature, it's sent on to one of the cooking vats. Each vat holds 25,000 pounds of milk. That is a lot of milk, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about how much milk it takes to make a pound of cheese?
No.
What would you guess? How many pounds of milk?
5?
5 pounds? That's pretty close. That's a good guess. It takes about 10 pounds of milk to make a pound of cheese, and that's a little over a gallon. A gallon is about 8 pounds. A starter culture is then added to control flavor and texture of the cheese. The natural color of cheese is creamy white. For Colby cheese and others, a natural coloring is added. To help in forming the cheese curds, a natural enzyme called rennet is added. After about 30 minutes, the vat of milk will be set up and a soft curd is formed. The milk divides into curds and whey. It's then pumped to the cheddar tables where the sweet whey can be drained off from the curds. Remember that nursery rhyme, Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet eating her
curds and whey?
This is the whey. What do you think of that? Does that look like something yummy to eat?
No.
The curds are then matted together. During this process, a chemical change causes the curd particles to stick to each other and form into cheese. The acidity level is tested several times. At the proper time, the cheese is cut and turned by hand to allow any excess whey to drain off from the cheese curd. Then, the mats of cheese are hand-fed through the curd mill, which cuts the curd mass into quarter-inch pieces. These loose curd pieces are dusted with a layer of salt and then stirred to evenly distribute it. After the curds have absorbed the salt crystals, they can be placed into large trays to rest overnight before packaging. Or, the curds may be transferred into molds, which will form a 40-pound block or a 13-pound longhorn. These molds are pressed to force the excess moisture out of the cheese. After 18 hours, the blocks or horns of cheese are removed from the mold. It's placed in a laminated plastic bag, and a high vacuum is drawn on the package of cheese to seal it. The cheese is now contained in an airtight and moisture-proof bag. The sealed blocks and horns are weighed, and put into boxes to be transported to the cooler for proper aging and curing. No cheese is cut and sold before its time. Each type of cheese has specific aging requirements. This ensures that the cheese has the proper flavor characteristics. It's all the same cheese, and it just depends on how long you age it.
Right.
Depends on the kind of cheese that you package.
Right.
I see.
New York Sharp is a white cheese. It's 9 months before you do anything with it. So you age it 9 months, and then at that point, it's New York Sharp.
After curing and grating, the cheese blocks are taken back to the packaging department where the curing bags are removed. And the blocks or horns of Alma cheese are cut for retail sale. Next, the cheese is passed through the packaging or roll stock machine. And finally, the cheese is labeled and boxed so that the consumer-sized packages are ready for distribution to the retail stores. Wow, that was interesting, wasn't it, Tessie? What'd you think?
It was fun, and I learned a lot.
You learned a lot about how to make cheese, didn't you? We can take these off now. Dairy products are important. We need at least 3 servings a day. Tessie, what kind of dairy products do you like to have?
Milk, ice cream, and cheese.